Right, rattling on with my Fellgors at the moment, and I am hitting the Fellgor Gorehorn. So, that's myself all out in pink here to make my life easy. The main body's over here with the little extra bits on the beast brew. So, let's start off by getting out 22 and 23, which is the main part of it. Just love the fact that, like, I'm almost done with this sprue, and yet there is so many spare parts, just absolutely loads. If I could get hold of some beastmen, some gores from the old world, I could literally convert them using these kits. It wouldn't take much work. I know the arm attachments aren't the same, but they're not so far off that a bit of green stuff wouldn't resolve that. Okay, good. Yeah, the number of spare parts on some of these kill team kits just is so brilliant. Still can't decide what my favourite kill team is yet. Obviously need to base it on a number of factors, including playability, which is a big issue for me because, unfortunately, the amount of time I actually get to play, well, is quite low at times. You spend far too much of your time building models, recording them. You tend not to find time to actually enjoy having them. Well, I enjoy painting and stuff, but still, I miss big battles, basically. Miss having lovely battles. Okay, next little bit I need. Number 24, which is a little bit at the front, but also get out 25, which is this auto pistol. I have to admit as well, one thing I do love about... Oh gosh. Well, you probably all saw that on camera. I've snapped it. Oh no. Oh gosh, it's nothing worse than when you snap something. It was just so brittle, there was just no strength to that joint. And it just went and cracked. Now hopefully... Can't hide anything, can I, on a video? Luckily it was a clean break. I'll give that a chance to set. Yes. Normally, when things are breaking, I can normally feel it happening, but it was just so weak, that joint, that it just sheared off instantly. See, normally I know to keep, like, if I feel a joint is very weak, I know how to, where to put my thumb to prevent a break, but there was just nothing to suggest that I was going to break. Normally it only happens with very, very thin pieces. Right, look at this piece here. It really is very springy, so just make sure you kind of get it in right, because if you put it in even slightly wrong, it springs back. Okay, now going. Let me do a dry fit on this because it looks like a bit of a weird joint, this. because it feels like it's really back. Like, look at the like, basically the shoulder is pretty much on the top of the miniature, stretching backwards. It looks odd at first, but then hopefully when the model's fully together, it'll make sense. I think it's one of those things as well where if it's a mutant, then of course its joints might be a lot more supple and more bendable than a human's. Right, now we're moving over, I think, to our beast brew. And I'm going to start by getting 4 and 5 out, which is the head and horns. Now, the reason I'm starting with this is because it'll need settling together before I attempt to glue it onto the body. So just give this a chance to dry. Fingers are off now. Right, then we get out this big axe, number 3. I keep meaning to go get a new set of clippers because these are knackered. You got this arm here. God, it's such a weird positioning. You know, like the arms, they're just so kind of all over the place. One's thrown backwards, the other one's like throwing forwards. Which obviously on a actual human model would look, well, completely ridiculous. Of course, we're dealing with our lovely little mutant friends. See, I kind of like the idea of mutants like beastmen as well, because although they tend to follow the traitor legions and the chaos around, there's sort of like a grim truth to it that if they weren't persecuted by regular humans for being mutants, there's no there's no actual guarantee that they would end up chaotic, though they do have a very chaotic soul because they are, well, basically they are beastmen. They are, a kind of strange combination of human genome, but also, in this case, very clearly a goat. I'm going to use one of my little bases here. These are basically 3D printed ones. Designed them myself. The actual 3D model looks a hell of a lot better than the finished product, unfortunately, but my 3D print isn't an amazing quality one. So I'm just happy that I've got some kind of pre-texturing on the bases. Okay, but gotta let that dry, but there we go. That is our Gorehorn, all ready with his lovely axe and his pistol. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.